Hey guys, it's your girl, Don't Touch My Toys. We are in the city of Campbell today and we're going to go check out a doll shop that I haven't gone to yet. It's called Nice Twice Doll Shop and I've been wanting to come to this for a really long time since I moved to the area, but I just haven't found my way down here and happened to be at a doll show just up the road today, so perfect time to go. Hopefully they're open though. I am a bit concerned because it's currently Oktoberfest in Campbell and all the streets are closed down right where the doll shop is supposed to be at. So hopefully we can go in, we can do a little shopping, and hopefully they let me film. We'll see. So I've never been to Campbell before. It looks like a really cute town. They're having Oktoberfest, so I can smell a lot of delicious food right now. Probably gonna stop, get a little snack along the way. They got quite the crowd out here right now. Ooh, fish and chips, deep fried calamari. Oh my goodness. Sausage, beer. Not gonna lie, if the doll shop is open today, then this is the perfect day for me to come because I love coming to events like this.
You'll love it.
Awesome. So, if nothing else, I picked up some olive oil and balsamic that was just heavenly. All right, so we made it to our destination. It says that they're open. Hopefully they allow filming inside, but let's go check it out. Here are their hours. Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday they're open. Only closed on Sundays. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to come to this doll shop for so long. I do want to take a good look at everything and spend a lot of time kind of going through stuff. From the outside, it doesn't look huge, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Like, it's jam-packed full of inventory. Let's go inside, shall we? Nice and quiet in here compared to outside. Hello. Oh wow, this does not look like Brittany. So how long have you been open? How long has your store been here?
The store's been here since '84.
Oh wow. Yeah, we just moved here from Southern California. Whenever I told people that I was moving up to Northern California, everybody said, oh, you have to go to that doll shop because it's just amazing. They have all sorts of stuff. Well, I'm thrilled that I live in the neck of the woods now, that I can come here more often. So I'm just going to do a voiceover on some of this tour. I didn't want to do a lot of commentary while I was filming because the owner was open to me filming, but I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable in any way by doing too much commentary and voiceovers as I filmed. But she was really, really sweet. We were chatting about how long her store had been there, and she was just letting me know kind of how they price and telling me about other people in the community that have really helped with exposure. I'm a little overwhelmed. You have so much, like, this is all the stuff I collect, these pink box things. Yes, 90s to early 2000s. Oh my goodness. Wow. As you can see here, I was sifting through some of the fashion packs. There are a couple of pink box fashions that I'm looking for. I'm not really on the hunt for Fashion Avenue at the moment, but I am looking for some of the fancy frills lingerie. I'm also always looking for some of the early 2000s fashions as well. So it was fun to kind of sift through these and see what all she had. She had so many great pieces. It was almost like being at Sherry's doll show, but in a storefront, which is great because Sherry's only comes a few times a year, and anytime I'm itching for something new, I can easily drive down to Campbell and look through the inventory that she has in the store. I was really geeked to see this fashion piece. This is the Barbie Basics Ken fashion. So cool, but out of my price range. Definitely something to add to my wish list in the future. I'm still looking for Rap and Rock and Christy. I didn't find her that day, but they did have Teresa hanging out amongst a lot of other iconic dolls. That's one of my favorites, Superstar 88. So dreamy, just getting to see all of these dolls in one place, in person. If I didn't have a lot of these out of box, I probably would have went on a mega shopping spree. I was pleasantly surprised to see some of the Shawnee dolls at this location. I just don't see Shawnee that often. I'm still looking for some of the Soul Train Shawnee dolls. I didn't find any there that day. There was the beach dolls, but it was really, really cool to see those in person. I went back to Fashion Packs and sifted through some more. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing out on anything because, as I said, I'm looking for those fancy frills, lingerie pieces, and a couple of other harder to find pink box 80s and 90s era fashion packs. I got really excited when I saw the shaven style Ken hanging out. I was hoping it would be the African American Ken because he is definitely on my wish list, but sadly it wasn't him. But this is the one that I am looking for. One day I know I'm going to manifest him into my collection. Okay, now we're getting to some of the stuff I geek out the most over. Fashion Fever, early 2000 releases. They had a Takata Barbie. I was so geeked to see that in person. All of the Bratz in box. I knew I wanted to get a closer look at these and find out what the prices were on some of these Fashion Fever items. Down here was a random box of some of the Barbie merchandise that's not necessarily dolls and fashion packs, which I geek over. They had some of these stickers, some sticker books, coloring books, really fun stuff, unique stuff that you don't find all of the time. That's my favorite stuff to look for when I go to any sort of doll show or antique store that has Barbie. It's all of this more obscure, harder to find Barbie merchandise. This was really fun. I just found one of these mermaids at a doll show, so it was cool. I didn't know that they had a playset based around this series. This was a box of all Kelly dolls, and I love Kelly. I think she's super adorable. I don't collect them anymore, but they're still so fun to look at. I just love the little outfits and little tiny baby accessories that they put in these little sets. Most of the signature dolls were up top, but I did find a couple kind of hidden in these nooks and crannies on this other shelf. But lots of fun, highly collectible, highly desirable dolls in the shop. Just a lot of fun treasures to look at. And Everywhere you look, there was something cool and unique, like this Lady Lovely Luxe playset. Oh, I just never seen this in person before. Priced accordingly, so we left it behind, but what a sight to see. I was stoked to see these sew and style dolls there. I very, very rarely see these anywhere, so really fun to see two of them at the doll shop. I even saw hanging out in the back there, they had the Dream House dolls, the one with Midge that everybody is looking for all the time. So up top here are some of those collector dolls I was speaking about. I mean, dreamy collections by designers. We have On Location, of course, Barbie Basics. I really wanted that Ken, but I did not buy him. I'm gonna save up for him. Just a lot of really fun dolls that you don't see very often. Really geeked to see all of these gem dolls in box. I don't have a single gem doll in box, but one day I hope to get one as a gift. Hint, that's a cue for my husband. Hopefully he watches this later. But here are all of those 80s icons in box, out of box. Dreamy gals, golden dreams staring right at me. One day I hope to find her. I don't know much of anything about antique dolls, but I do appreciate them and like to look at them. I have several doll collector friends that post them all the time and that are very well versed and knowledgeable on them. But as you see here, there's just a kind of a mix of all sorts of things. Here's some Disney hanging out, then an Urkel randomly in the middle of those. So this is at the front of the store. When you first walk in, you can see a whole bunch of vintage plush and other dolls. Really just walking around now and kind of checking out some of the non-Barbie merchandise that they had available. They had pull-up dolls there. That was really cool. I think that was the only one that I saw, but cool nonetheless. I hope that they continue to get other dolls from Japan. I would be there on a monthly basis if they started getting Takata dolls in stock. I think these were Madame Alexander, but they had a Ronald McDonald and one that looked like Pippi Longstockings back there. That was really cool. Some Flintstones figures, random but fun. And I think these are what, Chrissy dolls if I'm not mistaken. I always thought these looked really cool, so 70s, very funky. Lots and lots of larger dolls towards the back. They did have a section for American Girl clothing and other doll clothing. I didn't get a good video of that, but there was a selection of out-of-box doll clothing that was hung up on hangers and whatnot. More of those larger scale dolls back in the back corner here. A lot of dolls that I'm not familiar with, but I did recognize Teddy Ruxpin and that goose. I can't remember what her name is. Lots of fun stuff. I was just enjoying looking around. I'm not familiar with all of these, but I can appreciate their beauty, and I just wanted to showcase some of the other stuff that they had there, because I know that just because I'm only a Barbie collector and Takata Jenny collector doesn't mean that other people that may be watching this only care about that type of stuff. I did geek on the book section. I love going through different Barbie books and finding some that I've never seen before, like these two here. I do have a couple of books on my wish list, but I'll keep checking back. Back here was behind where she sits at, and she had a lot of the out-of-box stuff. So look at all those gem dolls. My Little Pony was there. I even saw some Masters of the Universe, She-Ra figures back there, Strawberry Shortcake, lots and lots of fun stuff.
Wow, look at
gorgeous. And then of course, you know, I want to look at this. Oh my God, $250 though. I can't do it. If I could buy this though, I would. Anybody have an extra of these laying around that they want to send to me? Let me know. I'll give you my P.O. box. Even this. All these rare bead streets. Now to narrow down which of these Fashion Fever dolls I'm gonna buy, because I knew I had to leave with at least one of these in my collection. Yes, Bratz fans, she did have Bratz in box. Here are some of the ones that I saw there. I'm not super familiar with Bratz. I really just pick them based off of their face and outfits and which ones I like. So I don't know if some of these were really collectible or more play line, but there were a lot of really pretty Bratz, and they're always out of my price range, so I usually just wait till I find these out of the box. I love any type of Western themed doll, so this one was incredibly hard to leave behind, but another day. I just got my first Barbie styling head, and I saw this MyScene styling head there. Don't even collect MyScene, but look at that gorgeous, gorgeous face. So this is what the owner referred to as the bargain bins. You could piece together an outfit. I saw this obscure Barbie licensed merchandise there and put that in my want pile. But here are all of the loose out-of-box Barbies that you could dress and grab a handful of clothes. I believe she said it was $5. So I looked through this to see if there were any loose out-of-box dolls that I'm looking for. Didn't find anything I wanted, but that Ken is such a daddy. I already have him in my collection. Otherwise, I would have taken him for $5. What a steal that was. So I had pretty much circled through the store a few times now. I just went back through one more time to make absolutely sure I wasn't leaving any must-haves behind. What a fun day digging through all of this, especially after a doll show. Okay, I just finished shopping at Nice Twice Doll Shop. That was such a fun experience. There's literally something for every doll collector in there. I did leave with a nice little haul that we're gonna get into later, but let's go check out this Oktoberfest and get some food.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Patrick's Famous Pies. Ooh, sweet potato pie. Hell yeah. I'm a bit bummed that my husband didn't come with me today. Had I known there was an Oktoberfest, I'm sure he would have joined me at the doll shop. And then we could have come and got some bratwurst and some beers, but what can I say? He's at home right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and head back, and then we can get into my thoughts on the doll shop. Hi. Dude, my car smells so good. I can't wait to eat this. Okay guys, I'm back home. Today was so fun. I just really enjoy those trips that aren't too calculated or planned and things just kind of fall into place. And that's exactly what today ended up being. So Nice Twice doll shop, fantastic, highly recommend. So once I went inside the doll shop, I did ask permission if it was okay that I film. I will say that the owner did have a little bit of reservations about me filming in there, just due to some prior negative experiences. However, after talking to her and showing her my YouTube channel, I think a little bit more trust was built and she was okay with me filming. Of course, there was no pressure. I told her, you know, it's totally fine. I completely understand if you don't want me to film. I respect that. But after she saw my YouTube channel, she was open to me filming, and it actually got conversation going between the two of us, and it was a great time. So I will say, if you go to her shop and you do want to create content, definitely ask permission. Don't just, you know, start filming stuff and not let her in on what you're doing behind the scenes. So she's very, very friendly. She said that her store has been there since 1984. It's known all over the world. She has people that call and place orders with her. They get inventory in all of the time. It was such a delight, such a delight. I know now that if I'm ever just like itching to get a doll that I don't want to have to see in person on eBay or not have to wait for a doll show to come up, I can drive down to Campbell and treat myself to something there, because she had so many amazing things. If I had an endless budget, I could have filled up plenty of bags with dolls that I have on my wish list. So let's get into it. I want to show you a couple of the items that I picked up from there. I didn't buy a ton of stuff, but I'm happy with the purchases I did make. So as far as inventory, as you can see in the video, I tried to at least give you a snippet of a lot of the different stuff she had there. I mean, she had everything from Madame Alexander to American Girl. She had antique dolls, of course, tons of Barbie, Jenny dolls, Jean dolls. Really, I saw just a great variety of dolls, fashions, fashion packs. The only thing that I personally was looking for that I didn't see there were Takata dolls. There were no Takata Jenny, there were no Takata Lika dolls. I did see, as you saw in the video, if you watched it in its entirety, I did see the Takata Barbie and the Takata Ken, which was really cool. Definitely out of my price range, but those are such, you know, coveted grails that hopefully one day I can come across those and add those to my collection. But just really fun to see those in person. I was just like, oh, these are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So one day, but it was a lot of fun. I think I spent probably maybe about 45 to an hour in the store. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. I looked from floor to ceiling, lots of nooks and crannies in there as well. Not only that, but she did have some really cool out-of-box stuff as well behind the register, where you could see like My Little Pony, She-Ra, some loose gem dolls, just so much fun stuff. I mean, that was like the closest thing to a Toys R Us that I could get in an actual storefront. So such a treat, and I'm so incredibly happy that that's not too far from where I live. I can easily take the trek down to that area and go visit there. So to get into what I purchased today, I wanted to get a couple of things that I don't have and things that I have not seen before. I picked up a book. I do love getting different Barbie books. I'm searching for a few particular books in the Barbie world that I haven't found in the wild yet. This was not one that I necessarily had on my list, but I just really liked the information that was inside, and I loved the presentation inside. So I picked this one up. It's called Barbie, A Visual Guide to the Ultimate Fashion Doll. And it has like mostly like, well, actually I was gonna say 90s, but clearly it doesn't. It has 60s in here as well, mod. I just really liked the layout of it, and it's one that I have not seen in my Barbie travels before. So I picked this up. I'm excited to go through this and kind of go through every single page. So of course, you know, I like some of that obscure stuff. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you know that I like some of the different Barbie licensed merchandise that they put out. So I found this Barbie Soundwear speaker, which is like a clip-on speaker, and it's so obnoxious. I had to get it. I just thought it was so super cool. I've actually never seen this before. I'm not sure what exactly it does. I guess it's for like, maybe like a radio, or I'm not really sure. I just thought it was really, really fun. It's not something that I've seen in the wild before, and the packaging on it is everything. I love any type of like obscure Barbie licensed merchandise like this, so I picked that up. I also got some loose clothing. So she has obviously a lot of things that are in box, fashions and dolls, but she also had out of box stuff. She had what she called her bargain bins. And then in the bargain bins, she had a bunch of new dolls, and she also had loose fashions. She had that for Barbie, and I also saw that she had that for American Girl as well. So I did pick up just some loose fashions, just to get some other little pieces. I personally love to dig through those huge bins of loose accessories and fashions and all that good stuff. So I dug through there for a while, and I picked up a bunch of cute little, you know, individual pieces for my dolls. I did want to get myself at least one doll, but I wanted it to be something that was in my budget, because I could easily go over budget there. And I also wanted it to be something that I can't find easily at like a doll show or an estate sale. My whole process when it comes to Barbie shopping is, of course, to get the best deal possible. And with certain dolls, I can find them pretty often or repetitively at different doll shows that I go to, or, you know, toy shows, estate sales, things like that. So I'm a very patient buyer. If it's a doll that I know will come up again, I am not so quick to pay a retail price for it. However, if I find a doll in person that is competitively priced, but it's a doll that I know I never see out in the wild, I'll be a little bit more inclined to pay a more retail type price. As a bargain shopper, it does pain me a little bit to ever have to pay retail, but if I am going to pay retail, it's going to be something that I'm not going to find elsewhere. So that was kind of my mindset today when shopping, because she had several things that I could have very, very easily walked out with and added to my collection, but it would have been more of an impulse buy on something that, if I'm patient enough, I can probably find at an upcoming doll show. So what I purchased today was one of the series of doll lines that I'm just really obsessed with right now, and that series is Fashion Fever. If you've been chatting with me about my collection in the last couple of years, you know that I'm still very heavily on a Fashion Fever kick. And I don't find Fashion Fever very often. And when I do find Fashion Fever, they're always expensive. I just don't find those for good deals generally. I would say the cheapest I can get a Fashion Fever doll is usually $50. I was really hoping that I would find the Fashion Fever Tokyo series today, because she had the Fashion Fever in a case locked up, rightfully so. And I was hoping that behind one of the rows that she would have Fashion Fever Tokyo dolls. I have been holding out on these Fashion Fever Tokyo dolls for years now, because I am just determined to get a good deal on them, but you know, it's been over 5 years now. I've never found those dolls for less than 80 USD. So at this point, if I can find it in person for $80 to $100, I'm gonna buy it. And I was hoping that I could find at least one of those today at her shop, but unfortunately I didn't find any Fashion Fever Tokyo. However, I did find another series of Fashion Fever that I do not find in the wild ever, and it's one of the doll sculpts that I'm really obsessed with. So my big purchase today was this Fashion Fever animal print doll, and she's so beautiful. I love the tan skin. I love the hair. She has like those highlights in there. Very 2000s, very 2000 style makeup. Her dress, the heels, she's got these like chunky heels. So good. The animal print series of Fashion Fever are always a little bit more expensive. You don't usually find them for very cheap, and the way she told me they price there is by eBay sold listings, which, you know, that's fair. It's a legit brick and mortar doll shop. I don't expect them to have dolls like this for $50. I was not expecting that, but this doll was actually priced what I would consider to be pretty fair for this particular doll. These, even on the eBay sold listings, can be up in the hundreds, and so I paid 75 USD for her. So yes, $75 is a lot for me normally, because I am a secondhand shopper, and I get up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to get ridiculous deals at estate sales. But again, this doll will not be at an estate sale. It just won't. I've been going to estate sales for over a decade, and I never find Fashion Fever. And if I do, they're always priced very competitively. So I don't feel bad about buying this. I know that I wouldn't have found this most likely. So I'm happy with my purchase, and I wanted to really treat myself to something special today and not just impulse buys. So I'm really stoked to have her in my collection. She's gorgeous. I will be taking her out of the box. So yay, today was so fun. I really enjoyed my time going to that doll shop, and I most likely will go at least twice a year. I mean, I would say biannually. My birthday's coming up in December. Maybe we'll make another trip in December, and I'll get myself a birthday gift. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to play with all the toys that I have been collecting over the last 2 weeks. I have been shopping, but I have not had time to actually sit in my doll room and enjoy the fruits of my labors. So now that I have a moment of quiet this weekend, I'm going to play with my toys. So hopefully I'll have some exciting new content coming up for you soon. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.